Good. How you doing? What's up, man? How you doing? Good. Good. Great. I'm great.
Odell was talking about this yesterday. How much will you two elevate each
Um, uh, Man, to a whole nother levels. I think the competition level, obviously with the respect, and the competition level that we have between each other, is going to allow us to grow more. Especially on the field.
Do you have like a reduced workload right now, or is that just today?
No, I did everything today.
Okay.
I did everything today. I did everything today. Obviously, just working back into it, and getting up to speed, get up to pace, learning. Learning. Sometimes you tend to play a little bit slower, but then as we kind of go back in and watch film and have a walkthrough later tonight, get more knowledge about what we're doing tomorrow, and be able to play faster each and every day.
How excited are you to put the pads on?
I don't know. I'm excited, man. Obviously, it's football, and it's an opportunity for us, to really get some contact after, the break that we had. So it's going to be a good day. I'm sure it will be.
Jarvis, last year you were the new guy, and you were the new receiver to this team. New contract, big trade, and all that. Although Odell's a good friend of yours, I mean, you kind of like relinquished the spotlight to his arrival. That's no problem for you apparently at all.
No, I want to win, and I think this organization is doing everything in their grasp to make sure that that happens. And I'm just happy to be a part of it. Whether, if people say I started it or not, it's not about that to me. To me, it's, making sure that everybody inside of this building is doing what's right by the organization to make sure that we can win the championship.
How much better do you think this offense can be this year, Jarvis?
First, obviously, right now is learning. We got a lot of learning to do, and again, we're gonna be faced with a lot of struggles maybe this year. And we're gonna have to find ways to find it in each other, to trust each guy to be able to make plays for us. So it's not gonna be easy, but I definitely think that we can have success as we all are on the same page.
We've talked about you with expectations before, but last year you were coming in and you were talking playoffs right away before everybody else does. I'm curious, how different does it feel day two of this year than it did last year, even though you were really optimistic a year ago?
Yeah, every year it's the same. I know I train to win the Super Bowl, and that's it. And I know I've said that a lot. And you guys hear me say that a lot, but that is what it is. When I first got here last year, it was just win one game and we'll be happy, or just win 3 games and we'll be happy, or we'll throw a parade for you guys. And it's like, I understand, but I'm here to win the championship. Not just a couple games or just a division.
Yesterday, Odell talked about how he talked about leadership, and you were kind of the leadoff hitter, and you were like the number 9 hitter. Did you guys sort of cook that up, or like what, I just wondered if you could explain.
No,
that
we
from-
just talking about leadership. And, every guy leads a little bit differently, right? Some guys, you don't think that the leader is in the back of the line, but in most groups or in packs, the leader is in the back, and he's making sure that everybody's keeping the pace. And when it's time to go to war, he steps up to the front, and he's the first man out there to battle. So, it's kind of that same mentality. We got one of us in the front, one of us in the back, and I think, that kind of responsibility is not something that we try to hang over each other's head. It's just something that we both embrace and know that guys look up to us in that position, in that way.
Jarvis, having the collective talent is half the battle or part of the battle. What's it take for that elite talent to really come together and form a cohesive team?
It's simple, ego, pride. All of those things. I think we have a lot of guys in here that are very passionate, and then let's just call it what it is. You have obviously 2 receivers that want the ball. So, but it's going to come down to, again, games where I may have 3 catches and he has 10, Odell has 10, and vice versa. I think the biggest thing for us is winning the game. Regardless of how we win, but winning the game, whether it's on the ground, special teams, defense is going to have to win us some games, special teams is going to have to win us some games. So, it's just not going to all be about us and the offense. It's going to be a full team effort every time we win a game.
I wanted
do
to
that
ask
though
you.
and still keep your swagger,
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, he said it yesterday. I love seeing my brother shine. You know, and I feel about that way for him and for every guy on this team. You know, I love watching all the hard work that guys put in now and throughout the week. That on Sunday it pays off. You know, and to everybody else it's entertainment when they celebrate. But you know the hard work that they put in and how much they deserve that moment. You know, and how hard they work. So, you know, I love seeing my brother shine too. Every last one of them. You know.
You just said it's not all about the offense. Freddie keeps getting on us for not asking about the defense enough. What, I know it's only been 2 days, but what do you see as the potential of this defense?
Well, they're playing really fast. And they're communicating at a high level. You know, but we've been seeing things. I know from an offensive standpoint that the safety's been doing from Randall, Murray, all those guys in the back end has been kind of, you know, tricking us a little bit. You know, a lot of movement going on back there. So, you know, and obviously on the outside, you know, Greedy had a couple picks today. Denzel is Denzel, you know, and Mitchell, he's going to play at the top of his game. We already know that. So, you know, it's those guys that just got to, again, stick together, trust each other, and they're going to make plays, no doubt.
What's your impression of Greedy?
My impression of Greedy? Well, I mean, he's getting his hands on the football. Obviously, you know, he's still young in this whole process, so it's still things that he's learning that he hasn't seen coming from college to the NFL. So it's things that he has to see and adapt to. And then, again, when the season starts, you know, it's other things that, you know, he may have to face that will allow him to mature a little bit, you know. But I know that he has the skill set to be able to play on this level for sure.
How does Baker seem different to you this year?
What's that?
How does Baker seem different to you in his second year?
Man, I mean, you know, he communicates at a high level. He continues to communicate at a high level. You know, I think the biggest thing for us, and I think he understands as well, obviously, is that he needs us to be in the spot where he envisions us being, you know, where we're supposed to be, as we would say. And he does a great job of communicating that in a constructive way, you know. And I think that that's the biggest thing, you know, not a quarterback really yelling in your face and cursing you out, but if that needs to be, he knows how to step in and do that as well, you know. And you know, that's why he's our leader, and that's why he's a hell of a quarterback too, you know.
Jarvis, we learned so much from Hard Knocks last year, and one of the scenes that I'm thinking of is during the one game, Todd Haley talking to you about you need to lead these guys. I need you to lead these guys. And now Odell's here, and you got another responsibility, I guess. Did you think you would be that much of a leader when you changed teams?
Yeah, you know, every phase of my life and my career, I've always just been a guy that's been that has earned that position. You know, I don't think that leadership or none of that is given. You know, I think it's earned. I think everywhere I've been, I've earned that right to be considered a leader, you know, one of the leaders. And I knew that coming here, obviously we had a young team last year, a very young team that hadn't won a lot of games, you know, and I knew the mindset, the culture, as we would call it, you know, needed to change a little bit. And the mentality about how I approach guys and was different. I know everybody thinks about the speech, but, you know, it really wasn't about that. It was about trying to flip the culture. You know, it was trying to, you know, put the killer instinct in everybody's mind, not just one or two guys in the room. So that doesn't stop. You know, even this year it doesn't stop.
Jarvis, when you look at receiver one, you said a lot of young guys. You and Odell might be the oldest guys in the group. Talk about the skill set of one of those guys and quote unquote being that old guy in the line.
Yeah, don't say that. Man, it's just, honestly, it's, you know, again, it kind of comes with it, you know, just kind of comes with understanding the position you're in and embracing it. You know, obviously we know guys are going to be looking up to us and watching everything that we do. And that's more the reason why we got to continue to set the example on and off the field, you know, and for us just kind of creating that standard and making sure that guys, you know, hit it, you know, and never under it, you know.
So the statement, I want to win, did the final 8 or 7 games last year convince you that it's happening here?
Absolutely. I mean, just again from the beginning, and I don't even really. I'm not going to talk a lot about last year, but you know, from the beginning, the first 4 games we had, you know, we could have easily been on the other side of the, you know, the standings. You know, so I knew then, you know, that this was a place that was creating the momentum. And then obviously, again, people upstairs, John, G, Jimmy, doing the right things to make sure we got the right people here in the building that can help us get over the hump.
But did that trade rock your world at all, like Odell's trade rock yours?
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, obviously when you get drafted to a team, you anticipate if you've done nothing wrong that you will be with that team, But things happen, and this is a business. And at the same time, I've been wanting to just roll with the punches. I roll whatever's coming, embrace where I'm at. I'm a winner. Wherever I'm at, I believe that it's going to be a winning tradition, a winning culture there.
Odell said yesterday you kept asking him in the huddle, does it feel real yet? Does it for you? And if so, when did it become real?
And when we stepped in the huddle, we kind of talked about it, been talking about it in the offseason. Then he kind of said it a couple times, just like throughout the media a little bit. And we stepped in the huddle and, it's like, damn. Then he caught the pass on the sideline. Then he comes back and juggled the one on the sideline, gets his knees down, and it's like, it's real for me. Like, it's real now, because it's like, with those type of plays, with each play, other guys around, myself included, understand that the level of play just went up that much more, and we got to pick it up because around, especially a guy like as elite as he is, you will stick out, some kind of way, if you're not doing your part, when you get your opportunities. So, that's when the shit got real.
Hey Jarvis, how does your receivers coach, Coach Henry, factor into the equation when you talk about chemistry and knowing the background that you've had with him?
Yeah.
What does he bring to all of this?
Well, I mean, he coaches every guy to their need. And outside of that, I know for me he knows our trigger points. He knows things that continue to get us going, the things that, ways that he can say something that really, hits us in a way that we understand the concept more or the route more. And he's a real coach that cares. And that's something that we've seen and had since we were in LSU and that we appreciate and we play that much more harder for,
That catch the knee when he got his knees in.
Yeah.
You've probably seen that a lot though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've always seen it. Trust me, I've always seen it. But, it's been a while since it's been on the same field together, and again, like seeing it was like, damn, like that's what you could expect, like any ball that touches his hands most likely gonna get caught. To the fact where like if he don't catch it, then everybody's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like that's the standard though, and that's the level that everybody needs to come up to, So, that's what that brings and creates.
Going back to your point about the culture change needing to happen a year ago and how Odell has raised that level of play, how much have you seen since that point of your arrival last year to now? How much of a difference has it really been?
It's been a big difference. Guys are learning how to win games. Guys are learning how to practice, take care of each other, and always have that mindset to stay on the gas, until it's fourth quarter, 0-0, the clock game's over, and we on the winning side, So I think that's something that we're going to continue to build, and then you add other pieces to this puzzle, Olivier Vernon, Odell, Sheldon Richardson, all the other guys that we added, this offseason that can help create that mindset and build it and make it even bigger and better. You got guys in different positions and key positions that have that mindset, before you know it, everybody will be thinking the same way.
How much of a role does Freddie play in that?
Man, tremendous, tremendous. He's, at some point, to some degree, you think that as a head coach, from a position coach, things would change. And again, it hasn't. He's still a Strickler. He still knows what he wants. He has a plan. He has a goal for this team. And again, we all have the same mindset. It's simple. Paper, we look great. We look great. We look damn great. But that doesn't win us games. We got to do the hard things. We got to get over things throughout the season. And ultimately, we want to win a championship. And that's the mindset.
So the
You
way
think
you
you
set
guys
the
will
tone
take off?
last year in the locker room, and you said all the people that's coming in now, do you believe that those people, or feel that those people are going to carry that tone all the way through?
I absolutely think so. I believe so. When you got guys like Higg, you got guys like TJ Carey, guys that kind of been in systems, guys that have been in this system for this past year and understand how the level of play needs to rise and needs to increase. And I think that's going to allow us, with the guys that we added, to be able to have that mindset throughout the team. In every guy that you can have that, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And every guy that you can have that in is something that's gonna benefit our team.
You think you guys will take on a little bit of Baker's personality too? Just that moxie, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, it's in all of us, that swag, you know, that demeanor, you know, and again, it comes from all of this preparation. You know, it comes from all of this preparation, and then being able to show that personality when you get the opportunity to, and that passion and the love for the game. I think that's the beautiful thing that I noticed, especially with Baker too. He loves the game. You know, he loves the game. You know, and can't beat that.